There was debate how should the wars from the 1990s be called. Among suggestions were Balkan Wars or even Third Balkan War. There were already two Balkan Wars in 1912 and 1913. I think terms Balkan Wars and Third Balkan War are completely wrong for the 1990s wars. Let's analyze why. First Balkan War was fought against Ottoman Empire. Greece, Serbia, Montenegro and Bulgaria formed Balkan League. Their goal was to end Ottoman presence in the Balkans. The idea was that Balkan should be governed by Balkan nations. The war started on 8 October 1912 and ended on 30th May 1913. The Balkan League won the war. Bulgaria wasn't happy about spoils of war. On 16th June 1913, Bulgaria started the Second Balkan War. Ottoman Empire used the opportunity to retrieve some land in the Balkans. Romania attacked Bulgaria from the north. Bulgaria lost the war. The war ended on 10th August 1913. Some historians see World War I as continuation of the Balkan Wars. I wouldn't say it was continuation, though there were connections. Many generals and soldiers participated in all three wars. Austria-Hungary was weakened by the Balkan Wars. Austria-Hungary supported Ottoman Empire because they shared the same vision of the world. Neither wanted independent Balkan countries. What were the differences between World War I and the Balkan Wars? Many more countries participated in World War I. Fighting wasn't limited to the Balkans. World War I reshaped map of Europe. The Balkan Wars only changed borders of Balkan countries. Why Yugoslav Wars shouldn't be called Third Balkan War? There was no Balkan League or Balkan element in the wars. Yugoslav Wars were about dividing land that belonged to Yugoslavia. No one was fighting for the Balkan ideals. Yugoslav Wars had no impact on other Balkan countries. Yugoslav Wars were civil wars. The Balkan Wars were wars between countries. There is no direct connection between Yugoslav Wars and the Balkan Wars. Some claim that war crimes from the Balkan Wars inspired war crimes in the 1990s. This is absolutely not true, as 19th century wars had huge atrocities. War crimes weren't invented in the Balkan Wars. I would say war crimes from the 1990s were inspired by the World War II war crimes. People fighting in Yugoslav wars often recalled World War II experiences of their families. Even World War II terms like Ustaš and Chetniks were used. People fighting in Yugoslav wars had little knowledge of the Balkan Wars. During communism, kids at Yugoslav schools had to read and study about World War II. The Balkan Wars were only mentioned. The Balkan Wars were given 3 pages in the history textbook I had. The war crimes from the Balkan Wars weren't described. On the other hand, descriptions of World War II were much more detailed. During the 1980s, many books about World War II war crimes were published in Yugoslavia. Many politicians active during the 1990s had connections to World War II. Some were even World War II veterans. Other names used for Yugoslav wars are Wars of Yugoslav succession, wars conflicts in the former Yugoslavia. I do agree these names are correct, but they're mouthful. Yugoslav Wars is much shorter and easier to use.